Greetings. I feel to create a video in this moment entitled The Point of Evolution That We Are In Now. Evolution is an interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing. Learning about the early traces of what we know as human. Which this is the things my brain is chewing on right now. I'm not going to say originally, but before humans were humans, we descended from a group of species that lived in trees. I was reading that 55 million years ago, there were two species. There were two, types of species. One lived in the trees, one lived on the ground. Rodents that lived on the ground, and then those that lived in the trees. We descended from the ones that lived in the trees. So the ability to start learning and thinking and growing moved us from the trees to the ground. To be rodents, essentially. Just a thought. And we're at a point in time where most of us, if we were put up in the trees, some of us could climb, but would we be able to live in the trees? It's an interesting thing. We are at a point in time where there are two very distinctive roads that we can choose. One of them is a complete the word dissolution came to my mind. It's like a backwards evolution. It's an evolution that's backwards. This is what I'm talking about. The world we are living in now and all the technology is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. This technology plays a part in either of the roads that we are to take. One of the roads is going to be like, you forget how to do anything. You don't know how to create. You don't know how to make anything. You don't know how to... let me make it simple. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to make clothes. You don't know how to clean your room. You don't know how to make food. Did I already say that? Yeah. Cook or make food. Doesn't have to all be cooked, but you know what I'm saying. You do not know how to prepare food for yourself. You don't know how to organize your life. You don't know how to speak your language or another language. You don't know how to... What else? What are the other crazy things that we're being taught to not do? You don't know how to read. You don't know how to write. All these things, like things that for me growing up were simple things. Actually, they're not simple things anymore. That was the foundation of a certain life, is like creation and skill. At this point in time, you can exist without even having to step foot in a grocery store or a restaurant. You can have that stuff delivered to you. Or you can just sit in your car. You can sit. A lot of people don't even know how to move their bodies. Okay, that's one road. The other road is a path. It's all going to be evolution. But I think that path that I just described is not going to make it. This is real talk, and this is real stuff. Evolution is a real thing. So I want to bring light to where we are right now. this next path, and it's a path that is resistant to what the systems want for us. It is a path of becoming self-reliant, of learning again how to climb, how to move our bodies, how to step back into our bodies, how to reconnect through the body. When you come back to your body, there's a whole pool of knowledge that you open yourself to just because of the knowledge that you carry in your body. Many of us have been trained mentally to ignore our own knowledge, our own intuition, our own knowing. We've gotten to a point as humans that it's like we disregard our emotions, which I always say, like, emotions are informational. You are going to receive certain information through your emotions, and emotions are not like, what is it? A be-all, what's the phrase? Something all be-all. It's not a be-all thing. It's not. Emotions are meant to be passed through an experience, not to be, the reason that people disregard emotions so much is because we have emotions have been suppressed. To cry has been suppressed rather than expressed. And that is why people disregard emotions, because it's like it's too much of a big thing. It really doesn't have to be. It's just a matter of evolving. And this is the crazy part. This is crazy for me to watch this happening in real life, in real time. To see how things have changed from the time that I was a kid, which was not that long ago. Where do I go from there? There's a certain group of people, and if you're resonating with this video, you probably are part of that certain group of people. This is the group of evolution, of further forward evolution. We have to educate ourselves because we are in a time where education is directly available to us. Many of us are not educated because we have lost the ability to focus. We have lost the ability to comprehend, to analyze, to come to our own conclusions based off of whatever information was given. I do believe we need to learn different languages. We need to learn all the languages we can. Language is becoming something that is wide. Like, I believe that there will be a moment in time where all languages merge and we use sounds to express meaning. Right now there's such a blockage between languages, which is very, very interesting. I am a person who loves language, and I've been, studying language since I was a kid, really. And I think language is fascinating. As my time goes on in my life, as I pass through more time in this physical body, I, continue to learn language through exposure and through study and through hearing, just especially through exposure of different people, exposure of language. And many things are coming together, blurring together. Language is becoming language instead of like this language or that language. It's all language. We must evolve to a point where we can understand more than just one language, especially if that language is English. English can be a very poetic language. There can be beautiful things expressed through the language English, but there is something about English that is stripped. I'm gonna keep, coming to understand this within myself, but there's something about English that is stripped. Stripped of something. Stripped of a certain life and a certain truth. Okay? Also, tapping into languages that are more comprehensible, which goes back to the body and coming back into our bodies. Those languages are going to be body language, like expressions. Sometimes we disregard expressions even though they're straight in front of our faces. We have to get to a point where we can discern better body language and little cues like that. We are, and this is the whole point of this video, is this evolution is happening, but these are the steps and the signs. Yeah. So, yeah, body language, physical touch. We have lost an amount of this. I don't know if we've lost it. That's the thing. I think in some capacities we have. I'm coming from, what I've seen the last 3-4 generations. Well, I haven't seen the 4 generations, but I've seen the last 3 generations above me. And there's something that has been stripped away from humanity within the last 3 generations of time, and particularly in America and the realm of what I'm seeing in this country. Ultimately, I just really keep addressing this because, honestly, most of the time when I'm meeting people from other countries, sometimes they're going through these same things, Well, of course, we're human, but also there is certain wisdoms that come from countries and just places other than America. There is wisdom that these people from other countries in America hold in America. If you are among that group, if you grew up in a different country and are now in America, please bring your wisdom, knowledge, skill where you're at. It's just human. We have to do that as humans. That is the evolution. We have to create. We have to step back into our individuality because we have become so lost in the collective chaos, the collective brain that has been washed, has been scrubbed with that soap that just strips everything away. Those chemicals, that toxic shit that, honestly, that's what people here are putting on their bodies. Not just people here. I'm sorry. I really am tending to speak a lot to America because feeling it, I'm seeing it. But it's human. Again, it's human. Anyway, we are at a path, we are at a point in the path where there are two distinct roads. You are going to choose your path. It is already clear. What I've spoken is clear. You're going to start creating and expressing, or you are literally going to become robotic and unable, truly, like, handicapped and just, like, useless, ultimately. I'm sorry. I love humans. I really believe in the capacity of humans, the potential of humans, but there are some people who are choosing to be useless. Please don't be useless. Please educate yourself, develop yourself. You will be going against the grain of what the system wants, but these systems are collapsing. They are falling, they are crumbling, because by nature they don't work. They are self-destructive and not sustainable. So, anyway, may you choose the highest path forward, the highest path for yourself. We're gonna be fine. But you have to make your decision, okay? Bye.